Okay, what's up, boys? Today we're going to be going through some gun tips and shooting tips, aim tips, and a little bit of movement tips. By no means am I a pro at CS. I'm level 10 to face it, and hopefully some of these tips can be beneficial for you in your game. So let's go. So what you want to do to start, you want to download a workshop map called Aimbots Training. I'd highly recommend doing this. You can do a couple of different options. You can use the Aimbots map, you can use deathmatch, you could use gun game, whatever you prefer to do. It's all the same stuff. You're killing people, you're practicing. So you're going to need something that you can practice outside of your games, because you need to put a good few hours into something like this. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to just get good playing games. Because if you think about it, I mean, how many kills do you realistically get in the game on average? Maybe that's it, 15 kills in a game if you do okay, 20 maybe if you do really well, and you can get that amount of kills in a deathmatch game in like 5 minutes or less. So it just makes sense. So we'll go into this workshop map. If you don't have the workshop map, you can download it from Steam. There's a little link that you can click on when you go into workshop maps that you can select them. You can search for aimbots, or you can just go on the most popular ones, and that will pop up with the highest rating. So the first thing that we want to go through is going to be probably the most important thing that I see a lot of newer CS players not doing, is counter strafing. All right, so if we got an AK, we got a deagle here. Now if I just shoot and stand still with a gun, okay, it goes like this. So there's recoil and it goes back and forth, okay? Now, if I move when I shoot the gun, it goes absolutely everywhere. Okay, it's literally impossible to get an accurate target line for your bullets if you're doing this. So you might have noticed that when you're in games, let's get rid of some of these. We just use this one. Get rid of this. So if I'm moving sideways and I shoot, okay, say I'm at a wall here, and this is a person behind the wall here, and I want to move out, and I move like this, and I shoot like this. I mean, I'm extremely lucky that I've hit a headshot, which is pure luck and chances. Try it again to show you. So if I just move out and I spray, okay, I don't hit this person at all. I basically just shoot around them. So what you want to do is on your A and your D keys, your left and right keys, you want to move out to the right. So if you're peeking around the right hand corner, so you want to move to the right. And when you move, and when you're just about to finish, stop moving, instead of letting it go like this, you want to just go and double tap the left key. So you want to, if I'm using A and D, I want to go D, A. Right? I want to go D, A. D, A. D, A. I want to stop roughly where I want to shoot, right, which is pretty much on the head most of the time. So instead of it going like A, the first option where we just didn't do that, which would look like this. So the first bullet is accurate, and obviously I haven't slowed myself down, so the other ones are going everywhere. Or if I don't stop at all, does this, which is a huge spray. If I do it properly, it should look something like this. Okay, and you can just get in here and you can just go back and forth. So left, right, left, right. You don't have to be perfect with the headshots. Don't forget, we're beginners. Just left, right, and just doing this counter strafe in the practice. Left, tap, 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 tap. You can do it with single bullets. So if you want to do tap in one taps. Okay. The second thing we want to do, which is in line with that as well, is we want to do crosshair placement. So this crosshair in the middle of my screen, before I peek into anything, I don't want to be running around corners like this. Okay, so there's a corner. So this is a corner. I don't want to be just running around corners like WASD. I want to be right on the edge of this corner. I want to peek out, tap, back in, or peek, crouch, scroll a bit, anything but walking straight out. and move in, because this goes everywhere. Okay, so if this is my wall in the line and somebody's behind it, I want to peek out, stop, tap, peek out, stop, tap, or peek out, triple. Something like this, okay? So to do that, I need to have my crosshair placed in an ideal location before I peek out. Because if I'm going to peek past this wall here, and my crosshair's over here, and my target's going to be here, right? I'm going to peek out and I'm going to be facing this wall. I'm going to have to flick to my target, okay? Or I could be facing over here, thinking I'm going to walk around this corner. My target would be here, and I just walk out and I'm over here. And my target's here. So what I need to do is, if this is a wall in front of me, I need to try and pre-emphasize or proactively think about where the target is going to be, and then peek. So I'm going to put a little bit inside this line, and then we're going to just A and D, and I'll be bang on my target. This prevents me from having to use my mouse and use my actual hand-eye coordination, which is not that good, to move the mouse while I jiggle, which is really difficult to do. So I want to just be here, out, tap, be here, out, tap. So if I'm a wall, I want to peek, bang. I can't kill a chicken. Okay, next thing you want to do is look at spray control. So all guns have different patterns. If you look at the AK, I'll just hold this down. This goes up and across and left and right. If we use the M4, it'll be similar but slightly different. It'll go up, but it'll be a smaller pattern at the bottom. If we look at this, that'll go up in a slower motion. It's a slightly different down, like a more diagonal angle. They're all different, okay? So what you want to do is, there are some workshop tools that you can use to learn the actual pattern of the recoil. Now, I'm not an expert at this, and most people aren't. You literally have to be pretty much a very high level 10, high elo, or a pro to get a perfect recoil control. Okay, it's not going to happen. The first 7 bullets with an AK are far easier control than the rest, and it only takes 4 bullets to kill somebody with an AK, unless you hit them in the head. Right, so realistically for beginners, we're not going to be looking really at headshots that much. I mean, if you can, great, but you know, they're hard. And if you hold the spray down for more than 7 bullets, you're really going to struggle to control it. So you just want to kind of have a line here, have a person, and you just want to shoot your first bullet. Obviously, we don't want to be moving. We want to be doing this again, the movement, and we just want to pull down on the crosshair. So my crosshair, instead of going directly up across the second yellow line, it should just stay relatively here. Okay, so it's around the same area. Which should, if I don't do spray control, this is what happens. Okay, I get 1, 2, 3 bullets off on someone. Luckily hit this guy in the head. Luckily hit that guy in the head. But it goes, majority of the time it'll do that, and you're shooting miles away, okay? And even if you do happen to be lucky and shoot someone in the head by doing it like this, their teammate could be right next to you and your crosshair is like up here by the time you've got the 10 bullets. So you just want to, if I go back, you just want to pull down on the mouse, literally directly down on your mouse pad, and just control it. So we'll not hit the head on purpose, we'll do body shots, but we just want to pull down like this. And even people far away, look, we can still get the kill. We can still do it. We just pull it directly up, not left and right. We're just directly down for about 7 bullets. And that should get you where you want to be with that. That's going to help a lot. Obviously, if you can get the head first or around the head and just do a little spray as well, this is going to be more beneficial for you. You'll kill people a lot easier. Okay, there's actually more to doing that. There's no, you don't have to just do like a single tap or a full spray. You don't have to do those two. What I find most beneficial in certain situations is like a burst of tap. So, first of all, if somebody's really close to me, I'm probably just going to hold my trigger down. Right? They're just going to die really quickly. I'll just try and get them in the head or something. Maybe they're just going to die straight away. If somebody's really, really far away, I'm going to want to tap them. Okay, especially in AK, it's got good distance. I'm just going to want to tap like this, okay? And even if I can't get a headshot or something, I might crouch, and I'll go through crouching soon, and just tap away at their bodies. If somebody's like a medium distance here, and I'm not totally confident that I got shot them in, I'm going to shoot them in the head, or there's more than one, and I need to be really accurate. What most people will do wrong is that they will they'll just panic here and they'll just hold this shit down. Okay, they'll just go here and they'll just like this. I mean, I'm pulling down. My spray control is not too bad, but like if I don't, they're just like this and like they're over here, and I'm being extremely lucky again to get these kills, but that doesn't happen in games. You know, you're just like this, you're not getting the kills, and there's like 3 T's that have peeked you, and you're just dead because you panicked and hold the trigger now. What you're better off doing is exactly what I've said about the strafing. Okay, so first of all, they're going to be shooting directly at you. Okay, so they're going to be shooting at you. You want to try and dodge what they are doing to you while shooting them accurately, because they're going to spray most of the time. Okay, so if I got these 3 people here and they shoot me, I'm going to move, tap, burst, tap, burst, tap, burst. Okay, we just killed 3 people in 9 bullets in about 2 seconds, when majority of the time, if you're in lower elo or lower ranks, they are just going to be spraying at you, and you're just going to be cleaning up like this. Okay, just moving around, not necessarily needing the headshots, just getting some bullets on the bodies, and easy. And if somebody's lower HP in the game already, when you're playing against them, they're just going to die. But I'm only using 2 or 3 bullets here, 2 to 4 bullets maximum, just to finish off the kill if I need to. So I'm just going back and forth, burst firing. And burst firing, you'll find, is a way more accurate way of killing people. But somebody's really far away and they don't, you know, if I'm playing Dust 2 and they're at the bottom of long, I can just burst them a bit, move back, burst them a bit, burst them. Just getting some damage off. And it's just a lot easier. Okay, it's a lot easier and better for you at a lower level to be doing that. You might need to flick your crosshair, right? So we want to do this jiggle peeking business, okay? We want to pop out like this, and we want to do this little tap back and forth, and we want to, you know, we want to be accurate. But sometimes, regardless of gun, a lot of people associate flicking with sniper rifles and AVPs, but you don't need to do it all the time. And there are situations where you might need it with the AK. You know, you pop out, you think somebody's on this angle, like you said, we thought, here. We pick out, we go straight across, no messing with the mouse, and then bang, he's over here instead. So you want to come in, this workshop map is perfect for it. We can go here, we can practice flicking. Okay, you got a lot of pros practicing this stuff. It's not easy, it's quite hard, but it's really good to practice. It's something that's definitely going to help you. Obviously, having a slightly higher sensitivity helps you with this as well. But obviously, the higher the sensitivity, the harder it is to control. So that leads me on to my next point, which is going to be mouse sensitivity. Now, you can change this by going into your settings, into game and keyboard and mouse. Sorry, not game, this one. Okay, this is going to be different for every single person. There's also other controls that we can do down here. I'm not going to focus too much on movement, and if you look at my jump, which is mouse wheel down, you'll see that that's me coming from a very long time ago when I played Counter-Strike Source. Not everybody's going to use this. This is what I use. I use the Logitech Superlight. Okay, wireless. No, I'm not sponsored. This is used by the best players in the world. It's super light. Obviously, it's named after it. Superlight Pro, sorry, this one's called. Zaiwu uses it. Simple uses it. PlayMF, you know, these guys who are extremely good. It's really good mouse and very responsive. I use it on 800 DPI, and I play at 0.95, which I find is a good balance between being flicky enough, but being able to still move around quite comfortably without being too jittery, you know, like really fast. So I just kind of like it. I'm used to it. Some people might think this is high, some people might think this is low. You just kind of have to play around with it, but just make sure that your mouse acceleration is off. We don't want that on, because it's going to push you too far further than where you want it to be exactly. And also, yeah, you just need to get in here and practice doing with it. I mean, generally, if you lower it, if we put this to, you know, 0.6, which is really low, I think, for me. I mean, look, I'm moving my whole mouse across the entire mouse pad just doing this. I mean, it's super accurate, you know, it's really easy to get quite precise on your movements because you're using your entire arm for a small measurement, so it's really accurate. But I just can't move it fast enough. It just totally depends on what you want to play with. There are pros that play on a very low sensitivity. I think Nafla is one that plays on a very low sense. Then you've got your simples who play on just an insanely high sensitivity. I would generally say that most are around the 0.9 to 1.4 at 800 DPI, around that, but 0.9 to 1.5. I think your twists and your Magisks and those kind of guys are on like 1.1-ish, I think. Your Duprees, Zipniks. So, yeah, give it a go and see what suits you best. And then lastly, one thing that we have talked about already, but which is also very beneficial, is that when you're standing, obviously you're inaccurate, you've got a recoil. Well, you're accurate technically, but you've got recoil of the guns. When you move, you're inaccurate. When you counter strafe, you become accurate straight away when you stop. But when you're moving, you are completely like this, completely, totally inaccurate. We aren't killing anybody like this. And I've been lucky again getting a headshot, but we ain't killing anybody like that. However, if you're uncomfortable just crouching, or sorry, not crouching, counter strafing straight into people in matches like this straight away, standing up, which is still hard. It's going to take a lot of practice. Then one thing you can do if somebody's shooting at you is you can crouch. I mean, generally in lower elo games, this might not help because lots of people will be aiming for your chest, not your head, because they're not comfortable enough doing that yet. And if you crouch, you're going to be chest high, and they may end up actually shooting you in the head when they're trying to shoot you in the chest. However, what you can do is if you crouch, if somebody's shooting you and you just don't want to don't ever stand dead still and just shooting somebody. You either counter strafe in like this, or you just one tap them and you don't have to move, right? But if somebody is shooting you and you want to move, you want to crouch. You can move all around like this, crouched. It is very slow, but obviously they've got less chance of killing you. And most importantly, when you are crouched, you are completely accurate. So you can move around, I can pop heads. My aim is not so good with this. I don't do it much. So you can do this. You're totally accurate when you crouch. Totally accurate. If we get a deagle out, you know, you can crouch into a deagle. You can let your crosshair pop across them. If you notice what I'm doing, I'm not crouching and flicking to their heads. I mean, you can, but that's hard. But what I'm doing is, if somebody's here, I'm debating where they're going to be. So I'm crouching, bang, on the head. Crouch, bang. Crouch, bang. Poor example, but crouch, bang. Crouch, bang. Yeah? So I'm going across. I'm not so good with the deagle, so that's a bit of a bad example of crouch there. But anyway, if you can implement those things into your practice routines and you can do some deathmatch and get those things working, you can download the map, like I've said, and use this. I am absolutely 100% sure that you are going to get better. You have to do this stuff if you want to climb Face It levels or ranks in CS because other people are doing it. So your competition's awake, you need to be awake as well. But anyway, if you found this useful, please like and subscribe. And thanks very much. Take care.